I guess I finally saw a clip of the shells that they're gonna wear on their helmets this year, like in a
Yes.
preseason game.
Well, I think one of the only ones was Jonathan Taylor.
Yes. Okay.
He threw one on,
So
which is good for him.
okay, here's my problem with this whole shell thing. We spent years listening to doctors, professionals, former players, everybody
Yeah.
going, there is nothing else we can do.
Yep.
There is no more padding you could add. There is no more protection. There is nothing you can do to prevent what we are worried about, which is CTE, which is caused by the rattling of the brain inside your skull.
Yep.
So I
Like if you
see
get
this.
your
So
head, your brain's gonna slosh.
I see this on Instagram, and I see a lot of people, and I was shocked to see that there were actually a lot of people who were like, "This is like obviously you have a majority of people who are like this looks stupid," but
Yeah.
like you had a lot of people who were like, "Dude, football is a violent sport,
Yep.
and it needs to just be accepted."
Yep.
And I see one comment where he says, "It's so sad." How many people don't know how much this is going to help. Um, so
Why do you think this is gonna help? Because I mean,
okay,
we looked at the numbers, and the numbers were that in practice, it was what, like 25% down in concussions or whatever the fuck. Gives a shit.
imagine ever using a practice statistic and correlating it to real
To
fucking
real fucking
games.
high speed
That is that
games.
is that is that is
But that's where they got their stats from.
that's
Was
like comparing it to flag
practice.
football. Like
Yeah.
we threw these shells on the guys and the flag football, and now when they don't like when they headbutt each other, it's like not as bad.
Yeah.
When they headbutt each other on accident. Like I mean, it's just
Exactly.
like so. Here, I'll because I did have a little back and forth with bro, just because I was curious. I was curious. I will admit, I might type away a little bit, but I was curious. It's kind of sad people don't realize how much this helps. Every lineman should be wearing one of these at least. Um, okay, so I get the thought because
Sure.
like linemen bang their head every play.
Agreed.
But here's the problem: linemen bang their head every play.
Exactly.
So the extra one shell cap
Yeah.
padding that you're adding is
Yeah.
not going to do anything
No.
for what you're trying to prevent.
Exactly.
So, and I'm not going to read all this, but my biggest issue, which when I responded was like, it's not basically what I'm saying now is it's an external protection, extra layer of external protection that's not preventing the problem that is at hand. And he goes also that because I said something as like, it's a violent sport, it should be treated that way. He says, is exactly why they implemented things like the soft shell. Or are you saying we should go back to leather caps and shoulder pads? Okay, I'm gonna
We have
tell
shoulder
you.
pads still.
No, leather, like the just like
Oh, the yeah, like
leather
in
caps
uniform. Sure.
and shoulder pad, leather caps and shoulder pads. So I'm gonna give you a different scenario, and you listen to how dumb that sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, man, there's not much more we can do to make cars that safer, that much more safe. So we should probably just like take out the brakes and the airbags,
Yep.
and just hey, fuck it, like let's just
Yeah.
like no,
Run it.
okay.
Run it all the way back.
The
But
argument isn't, hey, it's dangerous, so let's take away. Like, if we just in simple terms, if you went to a leather cap, obviously that's more dangerous. Obviously, you're
yeah,
just taking away elements of like protecting your face, your
sure.
anything here, like your mouth. Like that is just a stupid thing to say.
No,
That
agreed.
is when you are trying to reach at things in an argument and going, "Whoa, should we just go back to leather caps?" No, 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 no. We're just at the max protection. Like at this point, we're changing the rules to make it safer. There's
Yes.
nothing else we can really do with equipment. If
No.
anything, what are the top two things people are bitching about? Rules and field conditions.
Exactly.
Nobody's going, oh, we need better helmets. They've done everything they
Well,
can.
the thing is, it's like the game, if it were played with leather helmets or no helmets, would be a safer game. But having helmets at all makes, and shoulder pads and everything, makes this game incredibly more dangerous. And you can't change that. You can't fix that. And there's
Yeah,
nothing again that you can add to the helmet or whatever that's going to reduce concussions
yeah,
in any
and
way.
that's the thing. Nobody on Instagram, because I'm not gonna lie, like I get it. It's social media. Say what you want. We say what we want. People can comment, say whatever.
Yeah,
But I kind of treat it like real life. And what I mean by that is, like, if I see you in real life, or if we're having a conversation in real life, and I think there's nothing else you can add to this conversation, to me, it maybe it's selfish or narcissistic, whatever. The conversation's over. So if I say what I have to say, and and I feel like there's nothing somebody on Instagram can comment that would go against what any doctor has already said, I'm just like gonna block you. Like I don't want to hear what you have to say. So I don't
sure.
know, bro. Bro could have came up with the greatest comeback or whatever, but I don't know because there's nothing somebody in the comments of Instagram. There's nothing they're gonna be able to say that's gonna go against what doctors have literally been saying ever since the CTE thing has became a discussion.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
I,
there's
what's the study, Devin?
a study by whatever this fucking organization's called,
'Cause there's a lot of studies.
the National Library of Medicine, ran a whole study and said that there is no. Here we go. Commonly with without.
Wow, you're really, really drawing the fans in, Devin. What you got there? People were. Is this article saying that it was
We could
good? It
not
was
conclude
bad?
that the Guardian cap provided measurable impact mitigation or reduced concussions. It doesn't work.
Well, Devin, it's because we knew this. Like this is honestly to me, this was Roger Goodell going like this was Roger Goodell trying. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
trying
Well,
to help.
also it was like they're like, yo, it's an option.
It's an option, but you got to remember, it's been years and years and years of what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You got to do something, and everybody's been saying it's like, bro, we can't do anything. Like we
Honestly,
can't.
make it more dangerous is what they've been saying. They say we want to hit people, we want to fuck people up.
But it's just it it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Look.
But
It's
adding padding isn't doing anything.
it's not, and we know that. A year ago, if you said, "Why can't we put more pads in the helmet?" Everybody would have been like, "Well," and would have literally because
Sure.
everybody knows the science behind CTE now and
Sure.
what causes it and how it happens and how it cannot be prevented.
And
That's been
how
the
and
discussion
how shell shockingly rare it is
and how
to
we
be
really
to cause actual damage, to
and it's
cause brain
also
damage.
like still there's a big large gray area around CTE.
Well, I mean, it's diagnosable posthumously.
Yes, but I'm saying like now they just take anybody that is like not perfect and they go he has
Yes,
CTE.
yes.
Like you see that it was a clip not that long ago, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. They
I
were
don't
to
watch those people.
well it was a funny clip because I'm pretty sure Le'Veon asked Antonio Brown or either one or the other. I think Le'Veon looks over at AB. He's like, "You think you got CTE?" AB's like, AB's like, you think? And Le'Veon's like he's just like,
Yeah,
like it's just and NFL players kind of joke about it the most, and I think it's because they're the least that are concerned or talking about it because they
agreed.
know what comes with the game.
That's why they
They
play the game.
they've been put like when you get to the NFL, you put your body on the line more than half your life already.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
accepted
Like
what's
your
going on
injuries don't start in
the
the NFL.
NFL.
No,
CT doesn't start in the NFL. If
no,
anything, you're probably the least likely to get any more damage from CTE once you reach the NFL because of how, you know, good you have to be, when I mean good, I mean like level of safety, like like
Yeah,
like like
sure.
like motherfuckers
Generally,
aren't just
yeah,
running around leading with their head and just like
agreed.
playing because that can lead to more injuries and everything else, but solely because it's like
But
a
we
rule.
see hits like that way more in college, a shit ton in high school.
But
It's just guys
once
who don't know how to tackle correctly.
once you get to college, you got 100 cameras on you, and if you leave with your head, you're gone.
Targeting, you're out.
In
Yeah,
high school, if you get caught doing that, you're gone.
yeah,
I mean, it's you are out of that game. So I mean, by the time you get to the NFL, your head's probably not right. You're probably obviously it's rattling around. We just sat here
agreed.
and gassed up the NFL
You
for the
probably
first
had a
15
ton
minutes.
of concussions already, but also 95% of concussions go undiagnosed or whatever the fuck. Because you know, usually they're pretty mild and don't
Like
impact a
when,
lot. But I
like,
mean, obviously they're bad and whatever, but they're football players.
I get it, it's your brain, but at the same time, it's like there are players who are going to tear this and break that and still play and
Yep,
still prevail and still whatever, and there could be long term, like what could Ryan Shazier have done differently?
nothing.
Maybe slightly adjusted the angle of his tackle, because
But
to
yeah, I mean,
me,
he got incredibly unlucky.
or what, like,
He's
moves
made
his,
tackles like that his whole career.
you know yeah, like that was probably so routine to him.
So routine. And he just caught it perfect and slammed everything together.
And it's just like things like that, you it's just part of the game.
It's unpredictable.
It's part of the game. And the shell cap thing, look, I'm not saying like you're
I
a
don't give a fuck if
fucking,
they want to wear them. It
if you
doesn't
want to wear them, you want to
matter.
wear them, but let's not sit here and pretend that
Yeah,
it's this, oh, we did it.
yeah.
People
We
like,
we we fixed it.
because and this but this all goes back to like, okay, if you truly believe like it's a very small percentage of people that get CTE, that's fine. But when it's like, oh, Antonio Brown has CTE, oh, Le'Veon Bell has CTE, oh, Aaron
Yeah,
Hernandez obviously has CTE, like it's like
yeah.
all this shit,
What about the thousands of players who have walked away from the game and gone on and had careers and lives and
but
families and
like,
such?
yeah, but my whole thing is like, if a dentist beats his wife, he doesn't have CTE.
Agreed.
It's not like, oh, he's
Yep.
tripping, he's
Yep.
crazy. It's like, he's just a dentist who's abusive. Like it's like,
Yep.
but when it comes
They
to a
make those
football
people.
player, it's like, oh fuck, there goes
Do
his
you hear about that
brain.
guy?